Now, in this story, it's going to prove, once again that white supremacy and white supremacists, they do not change. So don't ever say it's 2020, it's 2021, or 2030, or whatever it may be. They will not change. Now, this has happened in, one of our favorite white supremacist conclaves, Louisiana. Now, they said the board at Oakland Springs Cemetery near Oberlin in Louisiana has apologized after learning the family of a deputy had been told that he could not be buried there because, wait for it, because he was black. So even in death, they hate your black behind. Like I said, Babylon doesn't surprise me whatsoever, and the hate that the Mzungu have for black people, it doesn't surprise me either, okay? I have learned to accept that. I have learned to expect it. So I'm not surprised when it comes, that's just really how it is. Now, Madison and Shayla Simeon were shocked when they visited the Southwest Louisiana Cemetery and were told that they could not buy a plot for their father, Allen Parish Sheriff's Deputy Darrell Simeon, who died of cancer on Sunday at the age of 55. They said she looked at us cold in the face and straight up said, "I can't sell you a plot." She said, "Unfortunately, I'm unable to sell you a plot. This graveyard is not for people of color. It's a white human being cemetery only," is what the worker said. Now, the board claimed they were trying to hold a meeting to remove the white only provision. Now, the family, after being shocked, just said that the woman told them there's just no colors allowed. I told y'all, like, I know Louisiana. Louisiana has some of the most ignorant of the ignorant white supremacists. I'm telling you, they are hardcore in Louisiana. And they are in certain parts of Texas, but I'm telling you, Louisiana has some special ones. I know. My family's from there. So he said the family said the woman had a contract in her hands that was called the right of burial of the remains of white human beings. Now, her father wanted to be buried there because it was close to their home. And the president of, the board said of the cemetery that they're still very ashamed what happened. But according to the president, the contract was written in the 1950s when the cemetery first opened. That sounds about right, 1950s. But they never changed anything. They left it the way it is. He said never came up. He said he takes full responsibility for that. He said, I've been the president of this board for several years now. I take full responsibility for not reading the bylaws. Okay? So the president of the board of the cemetery ended up offering the family a plot for free. They rightfully rejected that. They didn't want that, and that is good. I mean, why do you want it underneath those circumstances? Now, the employee that was there, they say who denied the family the plot is actually his 81-year-old aunt. Makes sense. Also, he said she has since been fired. But listen, don't be surprised by this, folks. And listen, if they tell you we can't allow you to be buried here because you black, I'm like, okay, I'm reporting. I'm gonna let everybody know what's going on. But they definitely did the right thing. Don't ever go and accept anything they give you. I don't care if they say, listen, it's for free. I'll give you top of the line burial. No, it's a principle. I don't want to be anywhere, even in death, next to you or the likes of you. No, I want to be in my own place, happy, what I need to be, shoot, the way, I would, want it, if definitely this is my thought process, the Lord, when he is, ready for me, and usually you stick close to the Lord, I'd rather be buried in the land of my ancestors. I don't want to be buried in Babylon. That's how I feel about that. This place is wicked. It's wicked to the core. And I'd just rather be where my ancestors come from when it comes to that. And there's a lot of people that feel that way. They don't want to be buried in this wicked land. They want to be buried in the land of their ancestors. But these people here, say, ladies and gentlemen, the amount of hate that it takes, from them, that's why they're miserable. That's why they're miserable. Because hating somebody that much it's a cancer to their soul. And you can't be happy, even with their own people. They can't be happy with them because you're dedicating that much hate to a group of people that you know good well never done you nothing. And it still amazes me to this day that black folks don't really give you what you deserve on a minimum scale is treat you the way that you have treated us. That's just a minimum scale. In other words, don't cut for you, can't, like, we have a plenty of reason why we should feel that way from in the past and even up to now. We have plenty of reason. And black folks still don't do it. That's why I said, listen, I'm not saying consume your life with hating nobody, because that doesn't do anything good for you. But you should be just, very, black folks, if they would be very indifferent, don't care, don't like, look, you just stay away from me and I'm good. We ain't got no beef. We ain't got no issues. Leave me the hell alone. If the majority of black folks is on that, we actually get somewhere. But, we still got black folks that still in their mind on a freaking plantation, in their minds. They want to be validated by massa, and, they don't want to exclude massa from anything. So that's what continues the mental slavery with a lot of black folks. That's mostly part of the 2/3 that we talk about in our community. But this is very sad. Yes, you will hear me say the 2/3 a lot, because I'm about to brand that in your brain. About 2/3 of us just not gonna make it. And I'm saying it globally in the black community, because some of the same problems that you have here is in the continent, is in the Caribbean too. The shucking and jiving, bucking the eyes, wanting Mzungu mommy and daddy's validation. It's the same thing on the continent. It's the same thing in the Caribbean. Trust me, that colonization and slavery done a number on a lot of you. And today, you're not no slaves today, but you're still slaves in the mind. So we got to keep calling you out as the 2/3. Maybe you reform yourself and join the 1/3, the people that's going to make it. But leave me a comment. Let me know what you think about the situation, with this family, just experiencing good old white supremacy. Even though Donald Trump's out of office, it's still around. It is not going anywhere, folks.